Hello underwater friends. You like to take videos with your GoPro, but then you don't like the result. The shots are very blue, the contrast is not so good, the colors are not really realistic. Well, in this video, I'm gonna show you how to get the footage better. We're gonna use only two effects in Adobe Premiere, and I'm gonna show you how I do color grading on my footage.
Hello with a friend. Today we're gonna do the color grading.
Last video I did some color correction and I came to have files with good exposition, contrast and okay colors. Today we're gonna use two of the effects that we have in Adobe Premiere. We're gonna use color balance, video effect, color correction and color balance. This one we're gonna put it in the custom bin like this. We'll have both of them, and then we're gonna use channel mixer, this one, up in the bin as well. So now we have the two things we want to use: channel mixer and color balance. As you can see on this one, I put some adjustment layers to make it better. The reason is, with adjustment layers, I'm just gonna put the correction on the layer and I can use it or not, and it's not on the main file. So like this, I don't corrupt the main file and I get it outside. So the color correction, I did it on the file because I think it's not a problem, but it could have been an adjustment layer as well. But for the color grading, I prefer to have it separated from the file. So it's quite easy to have this. You go on this one, new item, you click on it, then you do adjustment layer, you pick the same size and frame rate as your sequence and you press OK. Then you just drag it and place it where you want. So in my case, I'm gonna have my adjustment layers on video 2. So I can adjust the size and have it like this to fill up the frame. So I go on effect again, and like we said, today we're gonna work on just two corrections. We're gonna use first the channel mixer. So I apply it on my sequence, actually on my adjustment layer. And then as you can see, you have different things. So channel mixer, you have red and red, red green, red blue, and so forth. So here I put my lumetri scope and I can actually see what is gonna change in my picture. So this one, I don't like the blue too much, it's a little bit too pale. The fish, the sweet lips are not so nice as well, so I'm gonna try to adjust on the different things. So you see, if I add red, it can help a little, but I don't want to add too much. But you can see here in the lumetri scope that the red was much lower. You can see if I come back than the other colors. So by just adding a little bit red, I can already get it a little bit more even. Later on, I may need to work on contrast and white and stuff to make it okay, but at least now I'm working on the colors. So red to green. So this one will change the green into reds, but I don't want it so much. So I can even keep it to 0. Red, blue, same thing. I added some red already and it's not needed from the red, but you can see it would move the waveform a lot. And then contrast in reds. So this will just add red and not touch the other ones. I think we don't need it. Okay, so this time we just added a little red. You can see the before and after with the FX. So my background is almost the same, but as you can see, my sweet lips are much nicer with the correction than they were before. Actually, the white and things, it's much nicer. Green and green, let's try to see how it works. So just adding green right now and decreasing it. In our case, I think the blue original is a little bit too green, so maybe we're gonna go to 95. Yeah, 95 sounds very nice. Now the blue is much more blue. Once again, before and after, much better. Do we need blue instead of green? Maybe a little. Only -3 would be enough. Green contrast, definitely not. Even -y. Why bother? Then blue and red. So here it's all yellowish. And here it's all blue, but very bright. We don't need to touch this one for this image. Blue and green, it's gonna change from blue to green. So maybe go on the green side a little for the fish, but for the background would be better on the other side. So maybe leave it that way. Blue and blue, just adding blue. Maybe. No, it's not needed. Okay, so with just 2 cursors moved pretty much, but this one is not needed, we get a much more pleasing color. Let's try it with the color balance now. I apply it on there as well. And then you can see this one is a little bit different because it's just adjusting the color once at the time. So for each color, you have shadow, mid-range and highlight. I really like this color correction because you can really work exactly where you want on the picture. So it can be too red in the dark ones, so in the shadows, but then it can be too green in the highlights, and then you can work on both of them and make it okay. So in our case, maybe we need a little bit more mid-tone in reds. So mid-tone red balance, you can try this. You see, the curve is better, but it doesn't look realistic. So maybe just by adding a little bit, and then probably we have to work on the blue, maybe the dark blue, to make it popping a little bit more. So just shadow blue, and maybe I need to take off some highlight blue because now we have all of this color. Here we go. Before and after. Not much difference, but most of it have been done with the mixer already. Okay, now we can work on the second sequence. This octopus. So what do we have in there? From the form here, we can see that we're missing a little bit red, especially in the mids. And as we can see on the picture, it's a little bit too green, and the background blue, it's bleh. It's all blurry, it's not really nice. So let's try this one to work on color balance first, because the first one we apply will have more effect because we're gonna correct already a lot. So this one, like we said, not enough red, especially in the mids. So mid tone red balance, puff. You can see we go to 60. It seems to be a lot, but the image is already much nicer. Look, without and with. All of the background is better. Even the octopus is brown and should be like this. Only the background now is not so great. So we're gonna add probably a little bit blue, but shadow blue. It's not really helping. A little bit. Maybe like this. Okay, and I think for this one, we have everything we wanted. Now the waveform is pretty even everywhere. We have all of the colors we wanted. Let's try to see if it can get better with the channel mixer. So we put it on top. So on channel mixer, what do we have now that we don't like? Well, not much. Maybe just trying to get the blue of the background a little bit more blue. So we're gonna work on probably green, blue. Yeah. Green, blue makes it better. And then blue, green, is it gonna help? Yeah, a little bit. So we can see the before and after, I think. So first we corrected nicely the foreground, and with this one we were able to change the blue and make it more realistic. Cool. Next one, some razorfish. So this one you can see the waveform again, the red is very low, and when you can see the picture it's all green, blue kind of. So we can work on it quite a lot. So first we need to try to add some red. So which one are we gonna pick first? Let's do color balance. Color balance on, and we're just gonna work on the reds. So definitely mid-tone reds. All the way up to 42. Before and after. And maybe some shadow reds as well. Well, it's affecting a little bit, but I'm not so pleased with it. The sand looks better, it's more the way it should be. Even the rope here is kind of white, so we're better, but the blue of the background became very gray, and it's probably difficult to correct it with this. So now we're gonna go on channel mixer, apply it to, and then we're gonna do like the previous sequence. We're gonna work on green, blue. Maybe it's a little too much, maybe minus 15. Looks quite good. Just with one click, you see, the blue is much more blue than it was before, and it didn't affect the foreground. It's actually even better than it was. And let's see with blue and green, this one, maybe a little bit like 4, 5. 5 seems right to me. So it's not perfect, we have too much blue here, but when you see with the image, it looks okay. So let's try maybe to remove a little bit of blue. So blue and blue. Yeah, not so bad. That's what we had before. It was all green, and now it's a nicer blue. Okay.
Hello.
Okay, now let's work on the Manta. So this Manta shot is really cool. I really like it. I was lucky to have a Manta come and open its mouth all the way. But we can see on the waveform that there is not enough red, a little bit too much green, and well, definitely not enough contrast. So what we'll do, we'll work first on, well, color balance. Color balance, what do we need? We need red. No. Color balance, what do we need? We need
Blue.
not blue, red. So which red do we need? We need mids and highlights. So mid-tone red is here. Yeah, it's better. and highlight red a little bit as well, and maybe even some shadow. Actually, no shadow, it's not nicer than it was. Now what do we have? The Manta looks better. As you can see, the Manta gets more black and the colors are better. The foreground is more pleasing as well, but now we have a big problem with the background that is not with a great blue.
Yeah.
So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna do channel mixer, and we're gonna work on red blue.
Red blue. Oh.
This would make it very red, but now we're gonna do minus a little bit, and we take out a little bit of blue from the background, as you can see from before. Not much change actually.
See, nothing the red. Okay.
You see, a little bit. And then we're gonna go from green to blue to try to make the blue okay. So this one, maybe -7 or -8. We see before and after. The blue is much better, and the foreground is still blue like we wanted. And then we're gonna do a little bit of this one. Okay, so the changes are subtle, but what you can see that if we take both of them out, then we have a very green and very pale image. With the channel mixer, the blue is better, especially in the back. And if we have the color correction, then we bring back all of the red that was missing. Cool. 2 more. Mola Mola. Whoa, this one needs a lot of work. As we can see, the reds are very, very low. Us, we still seem to have the same problems. Not enough red. Let's try to see if we can do it with channel mixer only. So what do we have here? We're missing some reds, so let's try to add some. Here we go, the waveform is coming up. Then let's see, green to blue. And now we need to change the blue of the background to make it a little bit bluer. What's going on? And the blue to green. Of course, if I take off the effect, I cannot see much. Okay. That's what we had, that's what we have. Okay, pretty nice. Well, I think on those 3 sequences, we get some much better results than we had, even though on this first one, I have to go back on colors and try to adjust. The octopus, razorfish, Manta, well, seems to be much better than it was. Okay, thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. If you want to know more about how I do my underwater videos using a GoPro, you should check the playlist Filming with GoPro, how to make a good underwater video. And if you're interested in bigger animals, you could check Manta Ray Madness, Mola Mola, 4K Nusa Penida. Thank you, see you next time, bye bye.